Yo, what's going on internet and YouTube? Welcome to this video. We'll be talking a little bit about the future of VeVe, okay, and what that might look like. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the computer here and watch this video. And man, if you want more videos like this, like the video. Okay, I stole that from Nick Mertz, by the way. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and dive in, guys. Hope you guys had a good drop day, by the way, with the Crypt Kids, okay? So I picked up like 9 out of 12 of those guys and had to pick a couple up off the marketplace. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive in, man. Let's take a look at what the future could bring of VeVe. So if you guys didn't know, BC Trevor, aka the lead kind of model guy, the expert on the development side of the models and kind of the gaming side as well. He just did an interview with Jake, and he was just kind of talking about was talking about how he thinks that the essentially VR is kind of far out, right? The barrier to entry is high, and I'm sure it is. But we'll take a look at the augmented reality aspect, the kind of the LiDAR, what that could look like for the future of VeVe. So this was shot a little bit before the iPhone 12 came out. So it looks like iPhone 12 probably has this feature. I don't know because I have like an iPhone 10, 10s, but there you go.
But it is likely to feature on more devices and measure the distance and send out pulses of light and measure the distance and depth.
So LiDAR, like you said, like this guy said in the video, it sends out pulses of light to measure the distance and depth. So the problem with old LiDAR, or old technology rather, where it scanned the room, was there's no sense of depth. So this technology is supposed to kind of remedy that, and we'll kind of get to that in just a second.
Theory will give you far more accurate AR information.
So more accurate AR information. That's big, right? That's big for apps.
Now, according to Everything Apple Pro, we're likely to see this LiDAR scanner appear on this. Now, some of you may be thinking that there's already some VR in front of the scanner, so therefore my hand.
So as you can see, like this dude's reaching out, and in this VR, or I'm sorry, this augmented reality like skeleton it doesn't know, like the app doesn't know where to place the hand. Okay, so the hand goes behind the skeleton, even though his hand should be in front of it still, right? So that's the problem with the old technology.
Also disappears behind the skeleton. It doesn't recognize what should be in.
Not cool, right? That's unrealistic.
If I put my hand in front of it, then it recognizes that my hand is in front, and so therefore it stays behind.
So that's pretty cool, right? Like he's got his little nutcracker guy doing the little thing back there, and puts his hand like in front of it, and yeah, and it looks realistic, right? So that's the idea of this new technology. So
that's where we're going to see this technology really take off. So I mentioned in the title that you can already check this out for yourself. Apps are beginning to appear which enable you to use that LiDAR scanner of your environment.
So this is like already available, as you see in the title. It's the iPad Pro LiDAR scanner, and I guess this room scanner like LiDAR app. So you can, I don't know what you can necessarily do with it. Maybe you can place like your own downloaded like objects into the room. So like at the beginning of the video, actually, I think if I can find it real quick. Or actually, it's just about right here.
Which is already available is Room Scan LiDAR. Now this creates a 3D and 2D room scan to laser accurate detail of your environment, and you can create floor plans and whole house plans. Now we're in the process of testing.
So I guess you can use it for floor plans and things like that. I'm not really sure. Uh, so I mean, I guess that's cool if you know, if it's in your.
People will be able to play this using the LiDAR scanner on their phone with the new.
So this is very interesting, right? He's talking about like how you're going to be able to play.
This is hot lava. I imagine that this will come out in line with the new iPhone.
So I guess it's a game called Hot Lava. I'm not really sure.
Coming out, so therefore people will be able to play this using the LiDAR scanner on their phone. Now, this is something which change gaming completely, where you can put your own environment within the game
So you could put your own environment in the game. So this is where it gets pretty crazy, right?
We wait to see how good it's going to be, but remember this is the first stages of this type of technology.
So, like he said, like this is the first kind of stages of this technology. So we all have to be patient, right? Because it's new. It's still coming out. There's probably developers still working on it. Anytime there's a new piece of technology that comes out, there's a lot of development that has to go into it. Especially when you're talking about building a game on top of something like this. It's just a lot of work, right? I'm no game developer, or I'm no professional expert on all this. I just know from reading a lot that it just takes a lot of work, right?
The other thing that I think will improve is the accuracy and the detail of individual smaller items. Designer at 3D Form Medical being there at the moment.
So anyways, that's pretty crazy, right? Like we could see, your own room turn into like a game or something crazy, or be a part of the game, or I don't know, like it could get very interesting. So I'm curious to see um what where this VeVe app could go when it comes to LiDAR, right? Because that could be more attainable than VR. Okay, as VR, like Trevor said, the barrier to that is pretty high. Hopefully there'll be solutions quicker than not, right? With technology companies realizing like there's a need for people to be in VR environments. Like you look at Network, which is a crypto project, already developing stuff for educational purposes, or for education rather, well, where they want to hold eventually classrooms inside this VR so it feels more natural. And there's already projects that they're like, yo, we're building in this like environmental world, right? This immersive world. So it is interesting. Hopefully it'll speed up and the barrier will get a lot lower as time goes on. I know there's a lot of development that has to go into this stuff, but hopefully there'll be like engines that like you don't have to build so much your own assets, but you can utilize what's already a part of the engine, or maybe AI technology, like NVIDIA has been coming out with all their technology. They have these powerful, obviously these powerful machines, graphics cards, and things like that. I believe something to do with, I think it's tensor cores possibly, or something like that. I can't remember, but it's all basically like artificial driven type of processing power essentially. um, I forgot exactly what it's called, but I know Nvidia is like heavily investing in that, so maybe we'll see that at like a scale level, at a server type level where we can host these worlds or something. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, but hopefully that will come sooner than later. I've also seen stuff like this where it's mixed reality, and I don't know if this would even be a possibility, but this would be cool at like, I don't know, it'd be cool if VeVe had something like this at an event, like a physical event where we could all go and do something like this. I know this would take obviously a lot of time, but see, even if it was something simple, like you get in the room and it's immersive, and you get to hang out with like Batman in the room, or like your Kryptons or something, and they're making noises, and you can walk closer to them and they move around. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. So I've seen this, guys. It's called mixed reality. So that's very interesting that maybe we see something like this where NFT projects develop with a mixed reality before they go VR. I don't know. I don't know if this is even worth it. I see this being worth it more, the LiDAR. And I also have seen projects like um, Somnium Space, where it's immersive too. So you see a lot of these crypto projects. You can actually buy this on OpenSea and Uniswap. I don't really know much about it other than that a music artist, Ollie. She's actually a VeVe user. She's having an event on there, so that's going to be interesting to see what that looks like on a platform like this. That's what I see where this is going. Like people with entertainment, like you saw, what's his name? On Fortnite, he hosted a whole concert. It makes more sense to do it in a place like this where everybody can just get in. You don't have to be a gamer on Fortnite, but you can actually enjoy this world just from an entertainment perspective. So I see stuff like this, hopefully speeding up the process of the whole VR development. Um, because ultimately the VR headsets, it seems like the cost to buy one is going down over time, and hopefully with companies like Apple and Google developing their wearables, their glasses that will ultimately be for augmented reality. Hopefully they'll build some kind of the LiDAR sensor into the glasses or something there. Um, Hopefully that will speed up the process, right? Because it's already going to be kind of like where you'll have visuals and things like that. Um, but ultimately, like Oculus and Facebook, they've developed Oculus to be, which is their virtual reality goggles, pretty extensively. And you even heard Gary Vee talk about it as well in his interview just the other day, where he was talking about how Oculus has been heavily developed, and he was specifically like talking about NFTs. So it was interesting he brought that up. So maybe we're a little bit farther than what we think we are. So hopefully the process is quicker than what most people think, and I think it is. I remember when I was in middle school, and I was like, "Yo, the next piece of technology is going to be a phone that you can do. It'll be a touchscreen phone." Because at the time I had a Palm Pilot in middle school. Like I think I was like in 6th grade or something crazy, and people thought I was nuts and thought I was like this geeky nerd. And I was like, yo, next big thing's going to be an iPhone or iPhone. At the time, there was no iPhone. But at the time, I said there's going to be a touch phone. It's going to be a color screen. You're going to be able to interact with it and make phone calls. And it's going to be like it's going to be a Palm Pilot 2.0, right? Like you're going to make phone calls. It's going to be color, touch screen. And no, like everybody was like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. And literally 7 years later, I think is how many years it was, the iPhone 1 came out, right? Maybe it wasn't that long in years, but the very first iPhone came out, and I was like, yo, I told you so. So I don't know. I think VR is kind of just chilling back there in the corner, just waiting to be unleashed a little bit. Obviously, what drives things like that to be thrusted into the public is ultimately adoption, but you have to be able to make money with that, and ultimately companies they're in the business of making money. So if there's no market for it, then there's going to be no push for it, right? So with wearables, it's starting to get more popular. So hopefully wearable glasses, like what Apple is doing and Google's doing, is going to be popular. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a little bit harder for VR to be thrusted to the front, right? So that's what I kind of see on the macro scale of everything and where VeVe kind of falls in it. So fingers crossed that Google and Apple do really well in the VR, the AR side. If they go that route, obviously we'll see it on our phones. It sounds like with the the iPhone 12 already, and it's been a year since that video we just watched, so I'm guessing it's been developed a little bit more. Dan's always talking about it, so I'm curious to see where it goes. But anyways, I could do videos like this all day and do theoreticals and my opinions on it. But anyways, if you like this video, smash it and let's break through the algorithm. All right. And if you don't like it, you know what to do. But hit the notification bell if you want more videos like this delivered straight to your inbox. And I appreciate you guys. Peace, love, VeVe, and be like an NFT. Be authentic. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.